Hey y'all, how's it going? I'm trading the ES futures on a 2000 tick chart with a 21 EMA. So I've got the overnight high up here and the overnight low down here. These are our key levels for the day. I started trading at 8 Central Time, which is this area right here. So starting off, we have this uptrend break. Now when an uptrend gets a break, you can expect prices to attempt a new high. We start that here, we get this first attempt higher. Now I see that there's two legs within that. Some might say, that is two attempts at a new high, and it is on a very small picture. But as more price action forms, the price action levels get bigger. And so we have this first attempt up here, break, and then we start that second attempt higher. So uptrend, break, first attempt higher, second attempt higher. And after two attempts at a new high with no new high, you can expect a failure in the opposite direction. And so you can expect a failure down. Now on the other side of the count, you have first entry long, second entry long, failure. So it's a failed second entry, which you can expect, of course, a short from. Uptrend has a break and two attempts at a new high, which you can expect a failure. And so, in a situation like that, you want to look to go short. But in this case, you have the support right here. It's getting very choppy, and unfortunately, it's just way too choppy. You don't want to enter short right into that. So there's really no good trade here, unfortunately. So anyway, we push on lower here. We continue down, start forming this wider downtrend, and we react off that lower trend line once here, but then we have a push up, then we overshoot. Now overshoots tend to lead to breaks. That's why you get these spike moves, these big sharp moves right after the overshoot. And so you get this push up here, break, second leg higher. So you have these two legs up right here. Now you want the channel to reconfirm before you just go short with it. So once again, overshoots lead to breaks, so you want the channel to reconfirm. And so you have this measured move up right here. Now, you don't want to combine the overshoot with this measured move. Price could try to reach that measured move, and with that overshoot just having happened, it's more likely to reach it because it's more likely to break out anyway. And so I would want to see a nice lower high after something like this, because you don't get a good setup. If we made a lower high right here, then that would act as another attempt to reach that measured move, and then you could look to go short safely. So anyway, we didn't get anything perfect there. We push on up here, reach that measured move. As soon as we reach it, it starts to go sideways here. I started to draw a wider channel here like this, but that did not last very long. It fit pretty well on the highs, but then it broke really quick and got very choppy and pushed up here. And so you can see it's like uptrend, break, new high, couple legs up right there. But I started to just draw out this wider trend, and then I put the highs right here. And then, as you can see with these two legs right here, we have two legs up at this point. The measured move goes up to here, but price stalled right here because of the overnight high. It stopped right there, pushed lower. Now, even though we have this measured move still in play, this up measured move, we have this big up measured move in play, and we also have this small one. That doesn't mean that you want to immediately go long, just because of that. Just because we're off the EMA, still expecting a couple measured moves up. You just came off the overnight high, which is a major key level, so you want to see two attempts off of that before you continue long again, because price moves in pairs of twos. So when you come off of a major level, you really want to make sure that the two-legged move is played out. And then also, even with that being said, there's no room anyway. So even if you enter above this green bar, there's clearly no room to the overnight high. But let's just say there was room. You still want to see two attempts down off the overnight high. So anyway, unfortunately, there's no good trade there. We push on up here, reach that measured move. We push on a whole lot farther than that, and then we overshoot right here. Now, overshoots tend to lead to breaks. Notice here it doesn't break, but it has a sharp push down before continuing the overshoot. And so when an overshoot just keeps continuing, like when you overshoot, but then it just overshoots again, that often just means the channel's extending. You can look to extend the trend line. So right around here, after we push up again, I'd start to look to extend this. And, we're starting to form some kind of resistance up here, clearly. But this range isn't really completely clear until after we get this bounce right here, making the double bottom. And so anyway, unfortunately, there's no way to get in on this safely. It's just a first entry long, very bearish move. You don't want to enter long right after a very strong bearish first entry. I would just want to see a break and then a couple attempts down off the trend line here. And so anyway, unfortunately, we just don't get that. We don't get a second leg down or anything. We just push on up here. We break out those highs. Then we start this leg down. Now this is one leg down. It's very choppy though. We retest. I keep calling things, I keep calling this the overnight high. This is the range high right here. We retest the range high, push on off of it, and unfortunately there's no clear long entry. It's just choppy all the way down, closing inside this trend line the whole time. So there's really no entry here. But anyway, we push on up here. We almost reach that measured move. This measured move up, this major up measured move, almost reach it, push on lower here. Now, in a situation like this, I would want this channel to just hold because the measured move is still in play anyway. But it is common to reverse after 2 legs up before reaching that measured move. So we are starting to reverse here. Now, we get this downtrend, we break out of that channel right here, we overshoot a tiny bit, and then as soon as we overshoot, it leads to a break. So, I just want to show this happens on a small picture, big picture. We have this much bigger downtrend right here, overshoot, immediately leads to a break, and then right here, this overshoot leads to a break. Now, notice here how we have this 2-legged move right here. So we have these 2 legs up, downtrend, 2-legged break. We can expect price to attempt a new low. You are in an area that's common for reversals, given you have 2 major legs up. You often reverse after that. And so you don't want to go long right here. There's a higher low right here, but once again, you do have a 2-legged break from this downtrend right after 2 major legs up. Even though it's been up overall, there is a way to predict when it's going to reverse, and that's with 2 major legs up. And so you don't want to just go long right there. You're in a reversal area. And also, once again, you're at this measured move. You don't want to go long into a measured move anyway. And so anyway, we do end up pushing on higher here. If you had gone 1-to-1, it looks like you would have gotten out of that. But, once again, that doesn't mean it'll work next time. And then here, we plummeted on down very quickly. This kind of happened. I saw this happen. This happened very quickly. Just pushed on down all the way down to here within like a minute or something. Or like a couple minutes all the way down to here. And we push on lower, we retest that overnight high. So this just shows these overnight levels are very important. They're very, very important. We just had a perfect retest off of that way over here, and it started from over here. And a lot of people might see this and say, oh, this doesn't look like a very significant swing. But it is, it was reacting to it the rest of the day. This reaction here. So yeah, these overnight levels are very important to understand. And so anyway, first leg down, break, second leg down. We have these 2 legs down, then after the second leg, we start to reverse. Now, considering those 2 legs down, this is a good area to look for a reversal pattern, like a good failed second entry holding above the EMA. But we don't get that here. We just push on up. Like it would be good to have a nice push up and then a couple legs down for a long, but we just don't get that. We reach this range high again right here, which of course at this point, this range high I would have extend already, but it does still react off that level. It's about midway through, so it could just be reacting as the midline. A lot of times you can copy the trend and then see if it's about to those highs, and it's about to those highs, so this old range high became the midline. But anyway, so we push on lower here, and we make this second leg down. So notice how we had this 2 legs down, attempt to reverse, and then on this leg down, this is really just a bigger picture second leg down. So now this break and then second leg is all 1 leg right here. So 1 leg after that attempt to reverse, we're getting this second leg down. And so we are setting up something right here because we have a down measured move in play. We have these 2 legs back off the overnight high, and again, measured move still in play. I want to do some more analysis before I just quickly do an impulse trade. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Hope it helped out. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. I'll see y'all next time.